Alrighty, guys. I see Nevada County Railroad fan is here, and I see Celestial Caboose is here. Welcome. We're finally back in Railroader after some internet issues and some just general mod pack issues, but we got them resolved. Unfortunately, I figured out what was going on with the mod pack when I was trying to show off the one mod, and it basically would entail an entire change to the mod pack just to show off that mod. So we're not gonna do that here tonight. We're just gonna have some chill times. You know, some chill times. But we are on the community save. We are on the community save, which means we have community gift levels. That's right, folks. The brand new community gift levels that we debuted last month are sticking around, and you can see them right on the screen there. For $5 in membership, that's still Soundboard Chaos. For $10 or 2 memberships, you can get a piece of rolling stock in game. For 15 or 3 memberships, you can get a locomotive. For 20 or 4 memberships, you can purchase a milestone or turn an industry to tier 5. And the reason that's there is, well, we have Kirkland installed. And turning that to tier 5 is basically death. And last but not least, $25 or 5 memberships, you can purchase a Constance in game, or you can wreck whatever train I am running at the time. So, as a result, let's get in the game, folks. We are here, and we're going to have some fun. Yes, I am alive. Yes, I look like I've been out in the heat today, and that's because I have. It was a Friends of the East Broad Top work weekend, but the work weekend's over now, and we're going to get on going with our wonderful community save and operations. So we got Celestial Caboose here. I see Nevada County Railroad fan. Yeah, we're just going to have some fun. It's going to be a little bit of a chill time. Haven't streamed in a bit. Lot going on in Midland's personal life that I hope results in some news later on. So we'll see about that. But here I am, just having some chill time. Because tomorrow's community night, for those who don't know. So if you're a member of the channel, you can, in fact, join us for that community night tomorrow evening. I highly recommend it because it's generally a fun time. Now, I don't know if General is going to be there. Would not be surprised. So let's get our new wonderful passenger train into the station here. Super Pacific. I don't know where the Super Pacific is at the moment, but when I see it, then yeah, sure. Alrighty. You're watching this as I build a Lego MRAP. Ooh. Very nice. And JSJ's here. JSJ Inc. is here. Welcome, Mr. JSJ Inc. We are on Railroader. I'm actually very excited. Pretty soon here at Railroader, or at least I hope it's soon. I shouldn't say pretty soon because I don't know if it actually will be pretty soon. But hopefully soon here, Railroader's going to be getting a maintenance away update. Now, the one downside of that is I know for a fact it's probably going to break a lot of map mods, so we may have to play stock game for a little bit with some locomotives. So, yeah. And Celestial, I could say the same about you because you have numbers in your name now too. So, be aware of that. I'm fairly certain the answer is YouTube is not allowing nicknames anymore or something. AKA, it's probably a YouTube problem. Probably a YouTube problem. Because, you know, when aren't things YouTube problems? Yeah, Celestial, you have numbers too. And the Bob is here. Welcome, the Bob. Welcome, everybody. Long time no see. We're going to be going for a little bit tonight. Probably about, well, we just started streaming 7 minutes ago. We'll probably go for an hour, hour and a half tonight. Like I said, it was a Friends of the East Broad Top work weekend. So your boy Midland is rapidly running out of steam. And the problem is your boy Midland has to edit a video tonight. That is not for my own channel. So it's gonna be a long time. And Trucker Joe, welcome. Really looking for the MODDED update. You're planning on playing Fresh Start in order to see progression. I think that's what we're gonna do too. And I might have to do like a V3 of the mod pack, just so we have like locomotives, but no map mods, because I have a feeling a lot of the map mods are gonna break, which I understand. I get it. You're changing pretty much a lot of the way the game works to make maintenance away work. So I don't mind that. So we'll see. And Meanwhile Mike's here. Welcome, Meanwhile Mike. We have massive passenger train. And I will say, updating the mod pack to have just like coaches and locomotives and things like that might be a good thing. And taking the map mods out, because one, it'll be a little bit more stable through the updates, but two, it'll allow me to update the Legos mod, which I know has updated recently. So that'll be nice. That actually means I'll probably be able to get some of the new modded coaches, because I think, if I remember Nexus mods correctly, Aspen released the Reading coaches, which look fantastic, and I do want to get those in the mod pack. So yeah. Do. Massive. I wouldn't say dumbest. Dumbest is a strong way of putting that, Celestial. One of the strongest, absolutely. This is Big Chungus. You know, and I'm always a fan of Big Chungus. The T1s are the largest two-cylinder locos. I don't know. I genuinely don't know on that. And the reason I don't know is because the BLE had their 210-4s. The Santa Fe had their 210-4s. Which I'm fairly certain were two-cylinder. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean from JSJ? I'm fairly certain that means JSJ wants soundboard chaos. If JSJ could confirm, that would be greatly appreciated. But thank you, JSJ, for your $5 donation. Greatly appreciate you. And hope all is well with you. And KP Road 777, I mentioned the Santa Fe's 210-4s. I mentioned those. They are not a joke to me. I mentioned them. Oh. And JSJ, yeah, I don't blame you. JSJ, not the intent, but go for it. Okay. Opening soundboard. As Catlin provides the background track.
Yes, but actually no.
I need someone to spot the big train.
That's the neat thing. You don't. That's not good news. That's not good news at all. Unfortunately, it's overshadowed by all this unyielding rain.
Usually they do, Celestial. Yes, you are correct. Also, Catlin is saying hi. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Also, I applied the brakes too much. I blame you guys. You distracted me. Chad, it's your fault. Midland understands. SPs. Oh yeah, that's true. The 410-2s. They had the extra cylinder up there. That makes sense. I just couldn't remember if they put 3 on the Santa Fe ones. For some reason, I thought they did, but I could be thinking of a different version of those engines. Sorry, folks, if I seem minorly distracted, I'm monitoring a couple of social media posts here real quick. My other not job, but somewhat job, depending on how you take it. The L&N had 3-cylinder 282s. Oh no. No. 3-cylinder. No. That's the thing, like, there are certain 3-cylinder designs that were decently successful in their own niche way. I personally cannot consider them successful enough that they're weird to me, and they're not successful enough for me that I can consider them not weird, if that makes sense. I know for a fact I would not want to be in the shop crew on one of them. Okay, you want attention, so you wanted this. You wanted attention. So come here. You wanted this. You desired this. This is your own fault. And Colin Black, yep. Yeah, well, I'm glad I got everything fixed too. Much yelling at Comcast happened. Because, yay, Comcast. You think the Grand's 482s... oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that they had 3-cylinder 482s on the Grand. Am I going to have to pull forward? Yes. Yes, I am. JSJ, I'm not surprised. Sounds about right. I think I've heard of that engine, Celestial, and again, I must stress these are my like personal opinions here. These are not by any means fact or anything like that. I've never been one to, I'm not saying not like, I enjoy large power. All right. I very much enjoy large power. But what I get drawn to is more short line power. You know what I mean? In that short line power is what I found enjoyment in. And of course, now that I volunteer at the Sprout Top, that's only kind of strengthened that. And it's no engine's fault. Like, I'm not mad at an engine. I don't hate an engine. I have my preferences. You know what I mean? And I think in our modern day railfan culture, as Catlin really wants down. 1 second, guys. One thing that I think we've gotten away from in railfan culture in general, and it might be because of memes, because haha funny or the like, is that we're allowed to have preferences. And that's okay. You know, my preference is not a CNO T1. My preference is a Canadian Pacific F1A Jubilee, which objectively is a weak-ass engine that was lucky it could do commuter runs, otherwise it would likely not exist. That is an objective fact. And, you know, that's okay. But when people go, oh, har, the Uinta's the best because they had cocaine-based 2662 Malays. Like, are you liking it for the meme or are you liking it because you like it? And, you know, personally for me, for things like 3-cylinder engines, I'm like, okay, cool, I can see why people like them. I personally don't find enjoyment from them. Especially when and that's largely due to my logistical and logical based brain of, dear God, the maintenance nightmare. You know, if you like them, awesome, good job, cool. They are not my preference. And it doesn't mean I hate them. It really doesn't. You know, I can still appreciate them as locomotives and marvels of engineering. It's just a case of, that's what it is. I can appreciate the Uinta for the massive engineering achievement they did in building their railroad and getting the power that they did. Not my cup of tea. I can appreciate it. And I'm not going to be mad at people for liking it. I'm not going to be mad at Celestial for enjoying a 6-cylinder 212-0. Personally, I'm going to be like, what's the point in that? I don't want to be the shop crew working on it. But cool. Neat. You know, kind of like the New Haven Railroad. Everybody loves to meme on the New Haven. To me, the New Haven and a lot of railroads fall into this category for me of, oh, neat, it's a railroad, it's trains, it's cool. Moving on. Like, you know, it's just one of those things where we've gotten away from that in railfan culture, and I'm minorly disappointed about it because it means we're less accepting of things. It is okay to simply like trains or enjoy riding trains. It is okay. It is okay to like whatever railroad that you like. It doesn't mean that railroad is the God's gift to railroading. Just because I jokingly say that the Reading 6 is God's whistle doesn't mean it actually is. It's a whistle that I find incredibly pleasing and enjoy a lot. Jubilee. as in like Silver Jubilee. JSJ, that's what I said. I'm probably going to mess up the spelling here. You guys got me checking spelling now. Here we go. There's the spelling. Yeah, that one, JSJ. And that's the thing. Like, I personally don't really find the Rio Grande super interesting. I'm not saying it's not interesting. It is. I like it as a railroad. I find it interesting as a railroad. I'm not one of those people who's like, the Grand is God's gift to narrow gauge railroading. You know, that's just not my personal take on it, and that's okay. And if you think that the Grand is the awesomest railroad ever, awesome, cool, great, we can have a conversation. The problem is, modern railfan culture is, har har har, the New Haven sucks. How dare you like the New Haven because the New Haven sucks. Like, who cares? We like trains. We like trains. Trains are cool. Like, let's get back to that. Or better yet, like, oh, that railroad didn't do anything crazy like the Uinta or RGS. Therefore, they're boring and meaningless. You know how many railroads existed back then that didn't do craziness like the RGS and the Uinta? The answer is a lot. And the answer is more than you likely think. And chances are some of them were a lot more successful than those two railroads. So it... Like a railroad, if you want to like a railroad. Doesn't matter why. But also, don't go that other bit of, like, putting other people down. Like, that's why I get upset with, like, the mean culture and rail fanning nowadays a little bit. I'm going on a rant here, and I'm sorry. I apologize for that, but yeah, it's one of those things. And also, Garion Oldwolf with the $15 super chat. Thank you, Garion. Yes, you did get the right amount and the largest diesel available. Well, currently the largest diesel we have in this mod pack is the SD7, I think. I don't think I have anything diesel-wise bigger than that. Let's see here. RS1, F7s, GP38s. Yeah, the biggest diesel's technically the SD. So we can get one of those. Exactly, NKB Road. And it's like, if you don't like a railroad, that's fine. You're allowed to like and not like what you like and not like. But don't put other people down for it. I love desperately what a good friend of the channel is doing with the Friends of the Valley Railroad and the New Haven Historical Society. That stuff is awesome. That layout that Mark visited about the Valley Branch, that HO scale layout, that thing is so fucking cool. And I can appreciate it for that. But I know for a fact that there are people who go, oh, it's New Haven. Bleh. Like, who cares? At the very least, it's trains. And we can all agree that trains are cool. At least in the railfan community. So that's just my take on it. I know you guys probably did come here for a soapbox, so sorry about that. But like when it comes to me having a preference of not 3-cylinder, it's not because I despise them. If I say I do, it's usually as a joke, and I try to make that as obvious as possible. So sometimes I fail, sometimes I succeed. Sorry, I'm human. But like, they're still neat. And Tom Burston, welcome. You know, it's one of those things. They're trains and they're neat. The CNOT1, personally, not my cup of tea, but it's neat. Big Chungus Choo Choo is cool. And that's the thing. Like 2102 at the Reading and Northern. I love that engine. Not because it's a Reading T1, but because it's big and it's loud. That's why I like it. You know, that's why. Do I necessarily care that it was the Reading and it was converted from a 280 and, you know, burns anthracite like no tomorrow and yada yada? No, I really don't care. It's big choo-choo and it's big loud. That's what I like about it. Cool. Does that automatically make it my favorite engine? No. Favorite engines of all time included a certain 6 Mikados at a certain narrow gauge railroad here in the middle of the state, or a certain 444 wheel arrangement engine. But like, that's the thing. You guys get what I'm saying. I'm kind of talking in circles. You guys get it. Also, Garian's here. Hi, Garian.
Hello.
Yes, you came in at an interesting time. Midland decided to get on the soapbox for a few minutes. All right, let's see how long it takes for this train to unload. There we go, 121 for 68. Cool. Garian, we do have an SD7 here in Bryson.
Okay, I'm still loading the game.
You're still loading the game. And that's a simplistic way of putting it, NKP Road, but yes, that is yes, but simplistic. And I think a lot of people, and for probably some decently valid reasons, have a lot of takes or have a lot of viewpoints that are for the meme rather than actual opinion or actual research fact. And I don't think that will help, especially in the preservation community, in the long run. And it's ultimately what's kind of puts a lot of older generations down on younger generations when it comes to things like rail preservation. Because I hate to say it, if you're going to meme all the time, being involved in rail preservation might not necessarily be for you. Because it's a very serious thing at times. And sometimes rightfully so, and sometimes not so rightfully so. And the best way I can put that is everything in moderation, and especially moderation. Meanwhile, the Roomba is trying to take over Celestial's life. It sounds like the next Terminator movie is going to be The Rise of the Roomba. Terminator Terminator 7, The Rise of the Roomba.
Okay, it looks like I'm in, and it doesn't look like I have any bad mods, so it looks like I'm good to go. What would you like me to work on?
Let's see here. That's a great question. I haven't been on the community save in a hot minute. Looks like if you wanted to, you could probably bring a few loads down from Kirkland. Because we're still trying to work through all that. Don't think we really have much of anything. Unless, we might have some. We also might have some stuff in the air. Yo, the interchange is full. Okay. Yeah. Cool. You can get the loads from Kirkland. You can sort out the interchange. Take your pick. We got a little bit of everything for everyone.
Where is the interchange? Is that over here by Bryson, or?
It's over in Whittier.
Okay, well, I'll stop at Kirkland first.
Okay.
And then if I get there first, I'll start working on the interchange.
Yeah, you should have enough room if you move some stuff around to get stuff out of here. So, yeah, you should be good on that front. Alrighty. And there goes Gary in the SD7 of magnificence. Gary, you can customize that however you feel it needs to be customized.
It's good enough for me. Which direction are you heading from Bryson?
I'm Ying in Bryson and then heading back to Whittier. So
Okay,
I'll be
I'll get
basically
through the switch
following you.
before then.
NQP Road. Roombas evolve into Terminators. This is how you get Terminators. The Roomba to Terminator pipeline is rather one step rather than a pipeline. Ooh. I'm fairly certain we can Y this whole train here. Otherwise, we're in for a rude awakening. Ah, yes, I'm very glad I put this Y extension here. Because, yes, we can Y the whole train here. Also, very good, Nevada County. Awesome. And that was too much brake, apparently. I applied the brake too much. Now, Gary, and I will say, it's been a while since we played on a community save, so I don't know really what needs to be done.
Okay.
There's a non-zero chance that the answer to that question is everything.
Because I have so much going on in my own save, I forgot just how many spots there are to whistle along this route.
Oh, yes.
I'm usually by myself, and I have like 5 or 6 trains that I usually have most of them going at once, so I'm usually using auto engineer.
That's fair. That feature makes things really kind of easy. Though I do find that I can only handle about 3 trains max that way. Like, just personally with me by myself. Before I start feeling overwhelmed. Ooh. He's a whiz. Why am I yawning so much? Oh, we're gonna have to take the sleeper train out. And this is why I said this might be a shorter stream. And Celestial, I just saw what you put in support crew. Oh, jeez. Yes, a nice easy stop. Alright, trying to chase after Garion. Full speed! Of course, Garion's already in Ella.
Yep, I'm just coming into Ella.
We're gonna highball through the yard. Let's see. Huh. I wonder if it's safe to do 44. Oh, 46. I think we should probably back off slightly, just a little bit. Jeez, guys. Sorry. I apologize for yawning so much. It was a long day. Hot, too. Oh, there was ice cream. Oh, there was ice cream. There's very good ice cream. Not a banana split, but very good ice cream. Right to the room, vacuum up your soul. Yeah. From the angle I was at it for a second there, I thought this had like 3 axles blind. No, it's only in the one. Now, just because I don't have a preference for big power doesn't mean we're not gonna use big power, because here, big choo-choo, big power. Big choo-choo, big noise, big power. All right, Garion, how many cars do you got up there?
I got 40, plus it looks like all the supply cars are all ready to come back down.
Oh, God. Folks, this is what happens when you put Kirkland to Tier 5. There's a reason I set it back to Tier 1.
And it looks like there's room to put more of these car empties into be able to be used.
Well, that's good. I probably shouldn't go screaming into Ella at 52 miles an hour.
Yeah, keep in mind the passenger is on the bypass now.
Yeah, I forgot I did that. Who in their right mind does that? Answer, Midland, when he wants to make things interesting.
This is probably going to take a bit to charge the brake line.
Oh, I imagine it will.
Because I forgot till I got up here that Kirkland cars tend to have their angle cocks open.
Oh, so they got all the air drained out of them.
Yep.
Alrighty. You're still charging air, aren't you?
Yeah, but I was able to get it rolling a little bit.
I see that. Be aware, I'm pulling into the station now. So...
Okay, I'm just backing up enough that I can move on to a different track to go grab the supply cars.
Roger. I wonder if one SD7 is going to be enough to handle all that.
It should. It's less than 3,000 tons.
But remember, part of that grade's like 2.7%.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done like 5,000-6,000 with an SD7 before. Sometimes brakes work too well.
Yes, very much so. Very, very much so. Celestial depends on the diesel. Modern day, yes. SD7s, not so much. Because an SD7, if I remember correctly, is basically a Jeep, either 7 or 9, stuffed into a larger car body with 6 axles instead of 4. In a very simplistic way of putting it. There's other differences too, but... Ooh. Catlin's paying another visit. Yeah, that's starting tractive effort. That quickly goes away. Continuous, I think they're down more like 40. Railroader might not simulate that. That's fair.
It figures I missed checking one switch, and that's the one that was switched wrong.
Oh, jeez.
But now I gotta back up to get over the track I really want.
Let's see here. Oh, wasn't there an interface where you could check the stats of an engine in Railroader?
I think the only spot I know of is when you go to buy one, when you're not in company mode. Or I mean when you're not in sandbox mode.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, and KP Rezone 77. Yes, I agree. Jeez whiz. Sorry guys, I do not mean to be this tired. We're going to turn the face cam off for a little bit here. Just so you guys don't end up yawning, because I keep yawning. Do, 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 do. Alrighty. We're getting there slowly. I've slowed. This is how tired I am. I didn't realize I slowed down. Let's see here. Let's check the map and see how Garion's doing. Garion's getting somewhere.
Yeah, I'm slowly getting some speed. Made it up to 15 miles an hour with an almost 3,000 ton load.
Oh boy. Sounds like it's going to be fun trying to get it stopped.
I think once I'm on more flat ground, it'll go easier.
Well, you're pretty much on flat ground now. Yeah, that part of the yard's flat. As soon as you get to like the last yard switch, though, heading out of the yard, then it starts going down.
Right, but I'm pretty sure where my locomotive is not flat yet.
It should be. Key part of that statement being should be.
You're right. I thought that part was still at an incline.
Celestial, potentially. I'm really slowing down. Alrighty, that train stopped. So, let's see here. Before we end, let's watch Garion and see what Garion's getting up to. Are you screaming an 8? Yep, you are.
Trying a couple, but I think I stopped right before the couple.
No, you didn't.
I just coupled now.
Oh. Here, I'll kick your handbrake off. Oh, I just put it back on. Sorry. All right.
It took
Handbrake's
me
off.
3 tries to actually click the right spot to try and turn it off.
Yeah. Well, your handbrake's off.
Now I gotta let the brakes charge.
Do. I'm surprised you didn't try and stop it with the independent.
I didn't think of that.
And just let the slack action slam into the car.
I think part of it was on my end. I was getting a lot of laggy spikes there, so it was like hard to tell exactly where the end of the train actually was.
Gotcha. We're moving now.
I think the brakes might still technically be on the last 2 cars, but they're slowly charging.
Yeah, they're coming off slowly, but technically you are correct. The brakes are on these 2 cars back here. I could bleed the cylinders if you wanted.
No, because I'm going to be having to stop again shortly.
You gonna try and stop with the independent?
Probably a combination. Actually, I think I will just try the independent. I just don't know if that's going to be strong enough.
I guess we'll find out.
Well, the train's slowing down, so I guess it might be strong enough.
Oh, yeah. 6 cars still clear, by the way.
Yeah, I just took the brake off because I realized I was slowing down too much. Oh, I see you're literally riding the shove.
Yes. 3 cars. Two. One. Whenever you get it stopped. Alrighty. Clear Fords. Let's do 10 cars to a hook.
Roger that. Brake pipe finally fully filled.
Took it long enough. Five cars. Three. Two. One. Dunk. Now I gotta charge the air again.
I'm guessing those cars must have been dumped.
Oh, they were. Luckily, it seems to be charging decently quick. Alright, we're gonna pull, once you're able to, we're gonna pull these past the one switch here and then shove up to get this one other car.
Yep, that was my plan. I have it at notch 1 right now, waiting on the... Oh, it looks like the brakes are done.
Yep. Like I said, it looked like these were... They were, releasing decently quick.
So adding the empties from the supplies, we've only added it up to its 3191 now.
I see that. Five cars. Three cars. Two. One. Whenever you get it stopped. Clear for 10 cars to a hook.
Roger that.
You got about three cars. Two. One. Thud. All right, clear back however much you need.
Are we gonna stop here, or are we bringing it down the hill?
Let's at least get it down the L, and I'll probably call it there.
Okay.
Because I have a distinct feeling we're going to have to pull this down to Ella and then shove all the way to the interchange, and I feel like that'll be entertaining for community night tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming too.
Now, if we were on the southern, which we technically are, we'd be running in the intended forward direction. However, this on this SD, this is reverse.
Oh, is the southern one of them that has long nose first?
Yep.
What's the speed limit on this mountain?
Is
it
good
20,
question.
30?
I think it's what you're doing right now, technically.
Okay, so don't go more than 5 over this.
Colin Black, things at the East Broad Top are awesome. We're gearing up for 4th of July here. We had a friend's work weekend this past weekend. So things are going pretty good. It's just long. It's going to be, right now we're in the middle of a long, hot summer. Alright. Well, the end of the train's out of the yard. Finally.
Which is funny because the front is almost to Ella.
Celestial has seen a trailer for a game called Wonderberg. It's apparently drivable medieval castles, and it looks really fun. I feel like there was a movie that was like drivable cities, but I'm forgetting what it was. And I know it was based on like a book before that. Forgetting what it was called. It looked neat, but I don't think it really got the traction it potentially should have. Be aware you're fighting against your own independent.
Oh, I didn't realize I had that on. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just like, letting you know, you might be overheating the axles and the traction motors a little bit here. Probably why I'm tired. Yeah, that is why I'm tired. And Angry's keeping himself busy. I don't need to keep him busy. It is not in my job description to keep him busy. He keeps himself plenty busy.
Passenger train is at Whittier, right?
Correct. It's not in the way at all.
Okay, so there should be nothing in our way here.
Correct. I basically say, see the switch we're passing just now?
Yeah, once the end of it is past that, stop there.
Yeah.
So the front of the train is leaving Ella right now.
Yep. And the rear is passing the no longer used Ella station at the moment. Alrighty. And you're clear of that switch. Alrighty, guys. We're going to end it there. I do apologize for the shorter stream, but hey, we streamed, which is good. Progress in a working direction. Thank you, Garion, for being awesome and joining us here today. As a reminder, tomorrow is our community night, so if you're a member of the support crew, you're going to be able to join us on our wonderful community stream, as long as you have the Discord role. So join the Discord if you want that. And yeah, again, I apologize for this being shorter. I'm very tired. So for Garion's knowledge, as soon as I'm done a stream here, I'm probably going straight to bed. So thank you again, Garion, for joining. Thank you all of you for joining on this wonderful Sunday evening. Stay cool, stay awesome, stay healthy, and make sure you drink plenty of water. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye.
Good night.